I've been told that my underwater pumpkins are not the best source of light and I should replace them with sea pickles. Well, I see your pickles and I will raise you one coral reef. That's right, today we are going for a trip out into the deep ocean and we are going to collect some of those beautiful coral blocks to bring back to our desert village. You're watching Bambi Builds and this is episode 29. Alright, so we're going to head straight out on our adventure. There's just a couple of tools we're going to need while we're dealing with coral reef. So we're going to craft a brand new diamond pickaxe, and that's going to need silk touch so we can collect the coral. And then this guy popped up and sold me an aqua affinity book, so we're going to throw that on as well. I store all the books over here in the library. So we'll just grab these ones. Bit of efficiency never hurts. Brand new pickaxe. And aqua affinity on the helmet. And now we're going to pay a visit to our cleric because one of my lovely viewers told me that you can use redstone to make your potions last even longer, which is so helpful. So we'll just borrow this brewing stand, throw in our potions and some redstone dust. And that's extended it from 3 minutes all the way to 8 minutes, which is awesome. Thank you so much for that tip. And now there's one more stop we need to make before we head off on our adventure, and that is our fishing hut, because when we live in the middle of the ocean, we are probably going to survive on fish. So we'll definitely need a fishing rod. Alright, now we can head out and find the coral reef. Now I happen to know there is a coral reef right around the corner, but we don't want to completely destroy that because we want to enjoy it where it is. So we're going to head out a little bit further, somewhere we're probably not going to build in the future, and we'll take the coral from there. So I see 2 little islands here. I think this one is a really good size. The shape is just a little bit funny, so we'll clean that up. Okay, all set up. We have a little fire here where we can cook our fish. We've got a little storage area out here. Inside, I'm so happy with. We've got our little sleeping area. Plenty of storage and a little kitchen. So we're going to be living off fish and chips. The potatoes we're growing out here and around the back here, and the fish we will need to catch from the ocean. So we've got our little fishing dock over here. So this will be our home for the next few days, surrounded by the beautiful coral reef. which hopefully we won't take too much of. But it's time we get a good night's rest, and in the morning we can start collecting. Before we jump in, I just want to take a moment to appreciate this tree. It is inspired by a tree that I saw that I just fell in love with, and I wanted to try and recreate it. I don't think I nailed it, but I tried my best. Okay, we have 8 minutes to collect some beautiful coral. While I'm down here, I'm not just destroying, I'm also studying all the different shapes because I'm going to have to recreate these later on. I didn't really want a whole bunch of mobs just standing over here looking intimidating, so I've removed this entire island. And while we're out here, I think we should take the time to gather some extra pufferfish so we can make potions. It's a lot easier than I thought it would be. I've only just discovered that you can actually use bone meal on the coral blocks to get more coral. And I didn't realise at first, but when you just destroy the coral block, the coral that's already on it just breaks. So I was wondering why I wasn't gathering much of the small coral, but I've got plenty now. Alright, so we ended up with quite a bit of coral, and sea pickles and seagrass. Now we're going to take a fair bit of it with us back home, but I think it'd be nice to leave a little bit of each colour for next time we're here. And now we'll say goodbye to this beautiful little island, and maybe we'll be back someday in the future once we run out of pufferfish, maybe. Alright, here it is. This is the river that we are going to completely transform. As you can see, it's full of dirt and clay and pumpkins, and we just want to clean it right up. First, I need to repair my shovel. And we're going to take those pufferfish and brew some extra underwater breathing potions. Now we have plenty of those, and I think we are ready to get started. Okay, we are all done, and this has definitely lit up the entire river. I did have to take another couple of trips out to the reef just to collect some more coral blocks. I severely underestimated just how big this space is, but it's all done and it looks so good. So we'll go out and start in the deepest part where I was able to put in some bigger coral structures. Now there's not a whole lot going on, it's all very spaced out, but I think it works. This is one of my favourite things. I love building stuff that you can kind of swim through. I think it's so cool. And we've got some magma blocks there for the bubble effect. Now, one thing I discovered about halfway through is that if I just stick to 2 colours in each spot, it looks so good. And then these little red ones I am so happy with. I've got 5 of those. Generally, if you work with a block of 3 or a block of 5, it looks really good rather than an even number. And then this is kind of just randomly scattered about. And then we've got coloured terracotta as well. Over here, again, we've got just the 2 colours. And there are sea pickles everywhere for the lighting. We've got some random yellow ones over here. I may have gone a little overboard with the kelp here. And now this section's a little bit more random. I've just got a whole bunch of colours mixed in together. And that coloured terracotta on the ground. There is a bit of a rainbow pattern happening. Just grab some air. But I didn't have a whole lot of terracotta to work with, so it might not be super obvious. And then we've got a little archway here to swim through. Yeah, I think to really appreciate this, you definitely have to be underwater. So in the future, I probably want to have some kind of underwater room or something with glass so we can actually see all of this beautiful coral. And then we've got seagrass kind of scattered about, not everywhere, just in little patches. And that is it! So that is a huge section of our desert village finished, and now we can fill in this space with some ocean themed builds, I think, and finish off this whole area. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching Bambi Builds. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll meet me back here next week.